It's a story about an Indian traditional delicacy that lightens your taste buds and is perfectly sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rasmalai. So this was about 3 years back when I newly started working. Everything was so different, so new and exciting, but weird. This conscious nervousness. But there's one thing that kept me sane, stable, and excited in a positive way. And that was lunch break. Be it college, office, or work, lunch breaks are special, aren't they? After all, food keeps us together. And me, being a sweet tooth, used to carry something sweet to office every day as my post-lunch dessert. So it could be sweet, chocolate, on some days even a small piece of jaggery worked. So this one day, one of my sister's friend, while visiting us, bought us Rasmalai. My sister shared it with him and had it then and there. But me, being a typical younger sibling, saved my share so that I can eat it later in front of her to tease her. But as I was running late to office, I just grabbed my box and boarded my office cab. And on my way to office, while talking to my fellow cab mate, I mentioned that, we have Rasmalai as post-lunch dessert today. We both looked at each other in a very mischievous way. And he was like, why wait? We'll find something else as your post-lunch dessert. And trust me, he was convincing enough. He was convincing enough, so I took out the box while our cab stopped in the traffic. There was a knock at the window of our cab. A little boy knocking at the window. He looked at us with hope filled in his eyes, like he knew we will definitely be able to help. And right when we noticed him, we started looking through our bags, searching our pockets to find some money, but enough to help him. And usually Bangalore traffic is not very great, it's miserable. But that day, it was too good to be true. Our cab moved within 1 minute. 10 seconds of moving ahead, we both looked at each other, then we both looked at the Rasmalai box in my hand. Without uttering a single word, we turned our heads in the opposite direction. And meanwhile I thought, maybe I can stop the cab, go back to that kid and find him at the signal and give that Rasmalai box to him. But I just thought, because the bigger question that day was, is that practically possible? Will that kid still be there? Who knows? So I just thought, and we quietly made our way to the office. None of us had that Rasmalai. It was brought back home as it was. And that day I realized something. One needs to be fortunate enough to be able to spread kindness. And I wasn't. At least not that day. And as a society, it is sad to realize that our initial instinct to such act is to start searching our pockets, because the only way we know to help people is give them money. You can give them love instead. You can give them a lot of things. You can make them smile. So now I make sure, whenever I see a kid passing by, I stop. I talk to them. And if not a lot, I make them smile. It's been 3 years I've had Rasmalai. Not because the guilt of sugar, but because the guilt that I've been carrying from last 3 years. And it is destined that way, that no such incident has been repeated, so I can just do the same act and get over it. It's the destiny. But I hope soon I will be able to eat Rasmalai. So this was my story about Thank you. This was my story about Indian traditional delicacy that lightens your taste buds and is perfectly sweet. Far far from my story. Thank you so much, everyone. That's been my time. You guys have been great out here.